morning. Welcome to Woodland Chapel this morning. And I'm so grateful to see as many of you here as there are here. It's just, this daylight savings time. We were just talking that we were very confused about that. I'm always, good morning, always confused about that. So those of you who remembered, those of you who are here, those of you whose clock worked, my husband set the clock wrong this morning and we were almost late, and I want you to know it wasn't my fault. I want to tell that right off. So, yeah. Well, it was changed, but it wasn't, anyway, whatever. I'm sure you're not totally interested in my time from problems, but I'm so glad you're here this morning. We have a few announcements. Obviously, we have a guest speaker, and I'll tell you about her a little bit later. So what's going on this week? We promised you that we would be doing Shortcut to a Miracle, and Cheryl and I are having a wee bit of trouble trying to find a good time to schedule it. So we'll let you know when we do get that scheduled. And do stay after today, and let's just connect. And downstairs, I noticed there were tons of sugary treats. Yeah. It wouldn't be a church without sugary treats. So I always say Sunday's my cheat day because, what are you going to do? Anyway, on the back of your bulletin are announcements, and it does say our class, and we will let you know as soon as we figure out a time that's going to work for everyone. Lit is, today's the second Sunday, Lit is next Wednesday evening. And you guys, I've been coming to that, and it's worth it to me. I drive home at night. I get home about 10 because I live up in Happy Valley by Portland, and it is worth it for me to stay for that. So I invite you, if you're at all interested on Wednesday evenings, to come and stay for that. It is really quite a wonderful gathering. Prayer treatment. I think Cheryl, is your class closed, or can people still come? Her class is closed. So let us pray for you if there's something going on in your life. There's a prayer box and a prayer form in front of you. So, all right. Take your announcements home, put them on the back. And, if we don't have you, if you're not getting an email, one more email, you know how you can't get too many emails. And if you're not getting an email from us every week, and you would like to do that and stay connected, there's a yellow form there, and fill that out and give it to me afterwards, and I'll make sure you get all the information, know what's happening, because we do have some fun things coming up. As many of you know, and some of you don't, our senior minister retired in December, and so we have a ministry team. Don and I are the ministers and the two practitioners that serve with us, and so we're just kind of reorganizing and getting a lot of fun things going. So stay connected. Let me know if you're not. And how about we stand and sing?
Okay. This is Sacred Love. Oh, we know that. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. Blessed peace. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. Deepest joy. You are deepest joy. Deepest joy is all that you are. You are deepest joy. Deepest joy is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Okay, I invite you to go deep and prepare for prayer. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, bright and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Please join me as I turn within, sensing, feeling, and knowing that right here and right now, there's a power moving through me, as me. And as I know this to be true for myself, I know this to be true for each of us. For each of us, the entire world, the entire human race. I know that this Spirit is filling us today with blessings and joy. We've been brought here for by divine appointment to celebrate. Be inspired by the music, by the message, by the words of Reverend Bridgett. Each of us will take with us some message that is meant entirely for us, individual, Our hearts are open. Lives are changed. With gratitude, I embrace this message. I embrace this gathering of like-minded people. And I release this word into the law, knowing it is done as spoken, and through grace so much more. And please join me in saying, and so it is. In your program, there's an affirmation in blue. Please join me as I say, I celebrate the touchstones that mark my spiritual path, and I'm empowered to do remarkable things, and so it is.
This is a good time to do a reading. We like to do that on Sunday mornings. And I've said this before, if you've not taken in the joy and the benefits of reading that magazine that comes out, Science of Mind magazine, you are missing something. So the reading today is actually from January's. Saw that in there and I thought, yes, this looks good. It says in the title, I Learn from Everything. And Emerson's essays on page 66 says, nothing can bring you peace but the triumph of principles. That rang a bell with me. As effect must partake of the nature of its cause, so must we partake of the divine nature from which we spring. Good old Science of Mind, page 109. And the body of the reading says this. Some believe that if an experience is deemed a failure, perhaps a relationship that didn't work out or an unsuitable job, it had no value. It was a waste of time. Well, I consider this a short-sighted viewpoint because a good number of our experiences do not turn out to be positive. This would suggest they're not worthwhile. And this is not so. We are growing, expanding, human/spiritual beings. We take in wisdom and awareness throughout our lives. It's from infancy to our last breath. And even though something is hurtful or perhaps even harmful, it's not devoid of experience, an important experience. If we believe the mind that we use is the mind of God, all intelligence, all creativity, all substance is given which is invaluable. If we do not know what we have and we misuse, then the vitality and the energy is still present for reuse when we make better discoveries and then choices about how to choose from our learning. Mistakes and failures teach us this when we choose to them, actual learning. If growth and learning are two of the desired unwasted elements of becoming more fully, what we call self-aware, then nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. The universe doesn't deal in waste. Every wrong turn shows us a right one. The only real waste is self-castigation, for this creates only stagnation and regressive thinking. Now, we can review the turns in every day. We can be more fully guided in what we do tomorrow. There's no doubt that we can learn and mature every day. And there's an affirmation to anchor that. It says, the divine good fulfills me, always has, always will. Can you just repeat that after me? The divine good fulfills me, always has, always will. And so it is.
and to question all I know. But then it's on with the show. And how are you today? What's been heavy on your mind? And how do you propose we find the answers to what you're looking for? Who knows the answers to your questions? Who knows the way? Who knows the answers to your questions? Who knows the way? So now we begin. Let go of all that's been. Just ask, answers will appear. And deep in your heart, questions are the place to start. Relax, I think you know your way. And the questions simply open up your mind. And with the answers your eyes will see where once you were blind. All of life is filled with searching for the right answers and questions. You know the answers to your questions. You know the way. You know the answers to your questions. You know the way. So challenge your life. Keep the edge upon the knife. Remember what this life is for. Nothing stays the same. You and I, we play the game and we wonder, is there any more? And the questions simply open up your mind. And with the answers your eyes will see where once you were blind. All of life is filled with searching for the right answers and questions. You know the answers to your questions. Sing with me. You know the way. You know the answers to your questions. You know the way. Look around the room and sing it. You know the answers to your questions. You know the way. You know the answers to your questions. You know the way. Now let's sing I know. I know the answers to my questions. I know the way. I know the answers to my questions. I know the way. You know. You know the way. We know.
Thank you, Blaine. Thank you. Well, I am super excited this morning to introduce our speaker. My friend, Reverend Kathy, who is here this morning, said, "Oh, we have a new minister at Portland Center for Spiritual Living, and you have to come here. I just love her." So I did, and I did love her. And I asked her to come speak. And the problem with both Bridgett and I is we don't always know what the schedule is. So we didn't pick up on today being daylight savings time, and she did drive all the way down from Portland an hour early getting up. So really appreciate that. And then I said, because it seemed just so much fun and they're here, I said, let's have lunch after the service. And I was like, great, okay. And then I have a board meeting today. So I think we've done our schedule kerfuffles for the month. And so I want to tell you a little bit about Bridgett. She is a minister and spiritual director of Portland Center for Spiritual Living in Portland. And in her previous life, ministers sometimes do have lives, she was an attorney for immigration and specifically focus on immigration for children. So she has a real heart for that, and I think she was definitely called to Portland because Portland needed her. So, Reverend Bridgett McCann.
Thank you, Reverend Julie. Thank you, Blaine. And thank you to Cheryl for loaning me your mic here, because I'm not very good at staying put for 20 minutes. So she let me use her wireless mic, so thank you very much. And I'm going to adjust, get myself situated. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. So we hear a great deal about the value of staying in the present moment. This is the only moment that exists. Stay in the present. Which is probably why Eckhart Tolle tells us most humans are never fully present in the now, because unconsciously they believe that the next moment must be more important than this one. But then you miss your whole life, which is never not now. Despite the wisdom in this, many studies have shown that us humans are not good at staying in the present moment, that we spend more than 50% of our time thinking about the past or the present, and this does not make us happy. Why doesn't it make us happy? Because very often when we're thinking about the past, we're thinking about the painful events, the traumatic events, and it brings up feelings of anger and resentment and envy. And when we're thinking about the future, it feels like worry. What if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't go the way I plan? And all my apologies to Eckhart Tolle, but I'm not entirely convinced that being in the present moment always makes us happy either. Because even in this moment, we sometimes feel like we don't know what to do. Or if we know what we need to do, we're not sure we're capable of doing it. So we have these fears or these worries, these anxieties, whether we're in the past, present, or future. So where are we to go, I ask? But the good news is we don't have to stay stuck in any of those negative reactions to any of it, past, present, or future. As Centers for Spiritual Living, We're all about teaching spiritual practices and principles that help us live the life we intend, that help with the healing, that help with everything, help create the life we want. So what I'd like to do today is take a closer look at these challenges associated with past, future, and present, and talk about some spiritual techniques that we can use to help deal with them or to even overcome them. We're going to start with the past. Now, sometimes when we're thinking about the past, it's fun, it's pleasant. We're perhaps reminiscing about that perfect vacation. Or we're thinking with fondness about time spent with loved ones. Or that time we achieved a big goal and, man, that felt good. And then, very often when we're thinking about the past, we're thinking about the pain. We're thinking about the trauma. We're thinking about our own past mistakes. We're thinking about those times when it did not go as we had hoped. And we do feel anger. We do feel resentment. We're stuck in it sometimes. We keep thinking about it over and over and over. Especially for those of us who have had truly traumatic experiences. It can be very hard to just let them go. They come up even when we don't want them to come up. They come up when they are not welcome. We are stuck in that past. We hang on to the pain. We hang on to the anger, the resentment. We hang on to our victimhood. And we do this silly thing as humans. We are such complicated beings. We say things like, I wish I'd never met that person. I wish that person had never come in my life. I want nothing to do with this person, and yet we give them a great deal of space free of charge in our brains and in our hearts. We give them our power, these people that we claim to want nothing to do with. We let them hold us stuck in the past. So the problem is unforgiveness of ourselves and others. Many people have said unforgiveness is like taking poison and hoping the other person dies. Unforgiveness can kill us from the inside out. It can literally make us sick. I bet many of us know people who we know are walking around with a great deal of unhealed trauma and anger and unforgiveness, and it is truly, we can see before our very eyes how it is killing them from the inside out. So we must forgive. That's the solution. But let's be clear about what forgiveness is and is not. It is not condoning poor behavior. It is not learning to live with it. It is not just get over it. It is not telling the other person, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. That's not forgiveness. Forgiveness is consciously releasing the pain and the anger and the envy and the grudges. And we do this for ourselves, not for the other person. That's a common misconception about forgiveness. We talk about it as if, well, I forgive you. What that really means is, I have released you, or more accurately, I have released myself from you by giving up the anger and the resentment and the grudges. Steve Maraboli writes, forgiveness, it's not because they deserve it, it's because you do. Sometimes forgiveness is about loving yourself enough to move on. One of the greatest teachers on forgiveness was Jesus. He had a lot to say about forgiveness. Perhaps his most profound statement on forgiveness was on the cross, when in the depths of his own pain and agony and having been betrayed, he was able to say, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. says in his sermon, "Love in Action," this is Jesus' finest hour. When he can show that kind of compassion and love for people who have harmed him, and while still in the pain. That is some deep compassion for our fellow human beings. And while we're thinking of forgiveness, we need to remember to forgive ourselves as well. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, writes, "Too often our minds are so burdened because of the mistakes we have made that we do not take the time to forgive ourselves and start over again." If we want to release ourselves, if we want to free ourselves from that past pain and start over, we must forgive. So I have a few suggestions. I'm sure many of you have done forgiveness work, done forgiveness exercises, but because on Sunday morning you never really know who you're talking to, I have a few suggestions. And perhaps even for those who have been in this teaching for a long time, there's something of value here. One forgiveness exercise I highly value is what I call free writing. Just write it all out. All of it. I'm talking about explore every nitty-gritty detail of the whole thing. And I highly recommend pen and paper, not a computer. But write about all of it. Who was involved? What exactly happened? How it made you feel then? How it makes you feel now? What core values about yourself, about others, about the world were somehow offended by this experience? How is holding on to that story and that pain affecting you today? And ask yourself, is there anything I need to express about this situation? Express to the other person. Something I need to express to myself in that situation. Perhaps even, is there something I need to express to my pain in that experience? Write it all down. Why is this valuable? Because you're giving it a release. And that's why I say pen and paper, people, not a computer, because there's something about using our own bodies to write it that gives that energy a release. Another suggestion is, those who attend Portland, and Reverend Kathy does, I'm a huge fan of ritual. Create a forgiveness ritual, one that will work for you. And I highly recommend that it involve your body in some way, because we hold these things in our bodies. Several years ago, quite a few years ago now, I'd been in Science of Mind for a few years, and I realized that I was not going to be able to go any further if I did not forgive my father. I grew up in a household full of pain and trauma and abuse. So I got to forgive my dad or I'm going to stay stuck. So I created quite an elaborate ritual, and I won't go through all of it, but I will share that I lived in Denver at the time, and it involved a practitioner friend and I going out to the desert of southeast Utah and camping. And right before nightfall, we climbed up to the top of a mesa. It involved music and drumming and dancing and a fire and burning of journals. Okay? I mean, it was like a whole thing. And I also asked another friend to hold me in prayer and high watch during that time. And later she shared with me that during that time, she heard a voice say, "Thank you." She knew in that moment that it was my father. Now, he had died years before that. And I knew, as she told me the story, that was my dad. I had forgiven him. And he knew that I had forgiven him, even from the other side. Every time I think of my father since that mesa top, it is with nothing but love and compassion. The anger is completely gone. The pain is gone. I am now in a state where I can even share the stories when appropriate of what I've experienced as a child. And even while I'm sharing that story, there's nothing but love and compassion for this man who also I have many fond memories of, especially launching the fishing boat at sunrise and spending the day on the lake with my dad. Forgiveness ritual. Another forgiveness exercise, and this can be for self or others, ho'oponopono. It's from the Hawaiian tradition. Ho'oponopono roughly translates as cause things to move back in balance or to make things right. This is a tool of reconciliation that works across lifetimes. This is a ritual we can do in our own hearts and minds and never actually have to interact with the other person involved in the situation. And much like with my father, it works if they're already departed. It involves saying 4 simple statements. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now, the first time you say it, you may not feel it. But several times a day, when in a quiet state, say that 6, 7, 8 times. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You might have to do this for several days, but eventually there will be a loosening in the heart, and you will notice it being transformed. Some ancient wisdom from the native peoples of Hawaii. So next, the present. Very often when we're thinking about the present, it is anxiety, right? We're anxious. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not sure I can. Or I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Or we don't think we're up for the task. It could be a presentation at work. It could be a big exam. It could be a difficult relationship or conversation we need to have with somebody. And we feel like it's just too much. I can't do it. I feel overwhelmed. I don't know where to go. I feel lost. The problem here is we have lost our sense of connection to the spirit within. We have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten that we are each a manifestation of the divine, which means all the guidance we need is within, but we don't feel it. It's as if, but not truly, as if the connection has been severed. We've been unplugged. Here, the solution is meditation. Time to simply be still and breathe and quiet the mind so we can reconnect. Now let's be clear about what meditation is and isn't, much like forgiveness. Some people, even some people who have been in New Thought and Science of Mind for years, do not meditate because they think they can't. And I have found that these people have a misunderstanding of meditation. Meditation is not completely turning off our brain and sitting still for an hour and expecting not a single thought to come up. If you think that's what meditation is, get rid of it. The key to meditation is not getting carried away with the thoughts. They are going to come up. You cannot turn off the human brain. The brain is going to do what the brain is designed to do. The key is when the thoughts come up, let them go about their merry way. You might visualize this. You recognize the thought. Oh, hello, thought. Bye. Visualize it floating away on a cloud or in a balloon, or give it to the river. The key is to not latch on to the thought and go, oh, yeah, well, what if I did do that? Or what if that person does do that? Then this, then that. But I don't know how to do that. You know, I tried that before and it didn't work. No, just go, oh, hello. You can leave now. You are going to have thoughts come up. Lao Tzu wrote, "To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders." The Buddha wrote, "If this is so much more practical. If you let cloudy water settle, it will become clear. If you let your upset mind settle, your course will also become clear." So a couple suggestions here as well. There are many, 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 many meditation techniques. I'm just going to offer a couple, perhaps you've heard of, perhaps you haven't. One is concentration meditation. Focus visually on one thing and hold your focus as long as you can. I learned this from a quantum scientist. This is what he does when he's looking for a breakthrough in his quantum physics work, which I can't imagine what thoughts might come to his mind, but probably ones I don't understand. But pick one thing. Pick a spot in the distance. Pick a certain tree. Pick a cloud. The ancient Kabbalists, Kabbalah is the mystical aspect of Judaism. The ancient Kabbalists taught a very simple meditation. Sit near some water and simply watch the light reflect off the water. I do this one a lot. I'll be doing a lot of this next month when I'm on vacation on the beach in Mexico. I can sit there for hours and watch the sun reflect off the ocean. I always take a book with me and it never gets read. It's very powerful and it's very relaxing. It creates an openness in you. Another meditation technique, and this isn't really a technique so much as, but I guess it is, give the mind something to do. You know, you've heard the phrase, give the dog a bone. Give your brain something to occupy itself. Count the breath. 4 in, hold for 6, 4 out, whatever. Just have it count. And it's just really giving the brain something to do. You might use a chant. The oldest one, or a mantra, the oldest one is Om. We probably all have heard this, right? Om. The reason it works is because you have to really focus to hold that note for a long time. You might use God is, I am. Or a chant. There are many, many chants. Who knows the Science of Mind chant? I see one hand. All right, good. I do get to teach you something new. There is a Science of Mind chant. It goes like this. I saw the one hand. You can join me if you like. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Yeah. Try it. We could try it right now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Maybe do it with mala beads. So that's the past, that's the present. From our founder, Ernest Holmes, about meditation. In the silence of the soul's communion with the great cause of all being, into the stillness of the absolute, into the secret place of the Most High, back of the din and the ceaseless roar of life, we shall find a resting place and a place of real spiritual power. The next time this now moment feels overwhelming, give yourself the gift of a few moments of stillness, and your path will become clear. Now I've saved for last the future. These are all the what ifs. What if it doesn't work out? What if I do it and it fails? What if I let my kid do that and they get hurt? What if so-and-so wins the election? What if it all comes falling down? This is a lot of worry. Here, the problem is a loss of faith. We've lost our faith that we are held in the hands of the divine, that it cares for us, that it loves us, and we've lost our faith that we always have access to the kingdom. And if the problem is loss of faith, the solution is prayer. Prayer, in which we get to claim that intention. We get to claim our good and then hand it over to that infinite intelligence. Now, I know many of you know, but a brief recap, we teach 5-step affirmative prayer. So in case there's anybody here that doesn't know or that's hearing my voice at a later time, those 5 steps very briefly are: Step 1, recognition there's only one thing going on in the universe. That is the thing that some people call God, but you can call it anything you want. It really will never be offended. Okay. Step 2, we are one with it. There is no separation. It is where we come from, so how could we possibly be separated from it? Step 3, claiming our good as already done. Step 4, giving thanks that it is already done. Step 5, giving it back to that infinite intelligence, releasing it. Now notice what is not in those 5 steps. Telling God how to do what God does. In other words, we don't have to script out the how. We set our intention and we turn it over. And our next responsibility is then to stay open to the inspiration on what is the right action. So I always pray at the end of my talks, but we're going to do it a little differently today. We are going to pray together. I'm going to do steps 1 and 2. And then on my cue, you in the silence of your own heart and mind, will do your own step 3. Claim you're good, know you're good. Just work with it in your own mind until I pick us up at step 4 and close us out. So take a few seconds. Contemplate your prayer request, your intention. In this quiet and this stillness, I give great thanks for that one life, that one power in presence that is the all of the all. It is the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. It is all that ever has been, is now, or ever will be. It is that one great love, that one great thing itself, that one great self-existence, aware of itself and choosing to experience itself. And said, let there be light, and there was light. Let there be life, and there was life. Let there be beauty, and there was beauty. Let there be abundance, and there was abundance. Let there be justice, and there was justice. Let there be peace, and there was peace. This one infinite self-knowingness that is constantly creating and creating and creating, because being infinite, it can never run out of itself. Constantly creating everywhere, all the time, all at once. It is that one thing that created just enough gravity that the universe does not fly apart. And just enough gravity, but not too much gravity, so we don't fall in on itself. There's just the perfect amount of gravity. And yet, the universe is not just expanding, it is accelerating. This is the infinite nature of that one life. And in remembering that and recognizing that, I feel great peace. I feel power. I feel creativity. I feel at home. And while I am one tiny little speck on one tiny little planet in one tiny little galaxy, in an infinite number of galaxies, because I am from this one, I know I matter. And I know the same truth for every person that has ever lived, lives now, or ever will live. I know the same truth for every person within the sound of my voice. Each one of us, a part of that incredible creation. And because we are part and particle of it, we too are that peace and that joy and that beauty and that abundance and that creativity. We are that, and that out art us. We are that. This one life is the all of our being, and yet we are not the all of it. there is always more and more and more. As our Muslim friends say, God is greater. It's greater than everything we can imagine. In knowing this infinite intelligence and creativity, I invite each of us now to spend a moment in our own hearts. And from that infiniteness, claim our good. I invite you to feel this intention as already manifest. Imagine it full orbed. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like and smell like? What does it sound like? Use your creativity. Revel in it. And now I give thanks. I give thanks that this one life imparted its creativity in us so it could experience itself individualized through its own creation. What an amazing thing that is. And I give thanks for our co-creative powers. I give thanks for each prayer said here just now, knowing that each of us has just made our lives a little better and a little closer to heaven on earth. A little closer to letting that heaven within outpicture in our lives. I give thanks. And I turn it over. Every prayer said here, we give it back to that infinite intelligence, to those loving arms, to that spirit that planted that prayer in us to begin with. We have accepted it, and we give it back. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. Reverend Bridgett, that was powerful. And I think we have a lot to take home for us this week, don't we? A lot of how-tos. Yeah.
And we don't have to take it home for next week. Why not today?
Indeed.
I've been waiting for just the right moment. There we are. I've been waiting for just the right moment to start living the life of my dreams, and I was hoping some magical moment would come and rescue me. But it hit me today, there's no better time to begin. This day that I'm given is my day to start living, so I'm jumping in. Why not today while the sun is shining? Today while I know I can. The past is behind me, tomorrow can't find me. If I live today, why not today while my heart is ready? Today while it's in my grasp. If I start out slowly, I'm confident knowing I'm still on my way. Why not today? Why not today? I've been searching in all the wrong places for the courage to follow my dreams, but I finally discovered the power lies inside of me. I could spend my life waiting for something to show me the way, but I would be missing this wonderful blessing, embracing today. Why not today while the sun is shining? Today while I know I can. The past is behind me, tomorrow can't find me till I live today. Why not today while my heart is ready? Today while I know I can. If I start out slowly, I'm confident knowing I'm still on my way. Why not today? Why not today? But I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm able, I'm learning to fly. But how can I know how high I will fly if I never try? Why not today while the sun is shining? Today, well, I know I can. The past is behind me, tomorrow can't find me till I live today. Why not today while my heart is ready? Today while it's in my grasp. If I start out slowly, I'm confident knowing I'm still on my way. Why not today? Sing it with me. Why not today? Why not today? Believe it. Why not today? Own it. Why not today? One more time. Why not today?
Wow. Thank you, Blaine. Wow. See, one of the things, aside from throwing papers around, I like to go home with all the Sunday energy, and it gets me a day or two, definitely. But thank you so much, Blaine. What a day we had. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it so good to come together in community and to experience this joy and to be inspired? And it's right now is the time in our service for offertory. And I want to say something about that. Obviously, we have an offertory so that we can support the building and have wonderful speakers like Reverend Bridgett that we do every Sunday, and our wonderful musicians. I mean, that's obvious, and we know that, and thank you for supporting that as we even move forward into a greater and greater expression here of service. Healing hearts, empowering minds. But the other reason for the offertory is personal. It's for each one of us to prove the principles that we teach here. That if I share my abundance, that there is an unlimited abundance, but maybe I only believe in so much. But if I share that, it opens up something greater for the flow in each one of us. And the strange thing is, we have not less, but more. And there is an offertory affirmation. Divine love, moving in and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Yeah, so blessed. So blessed. It's a powerful word for us to realize that I am so blessed. You are so blessed. It's not just sometimes. It's all the time. We're so thankful for being blessed by this wonderful message of the morning. And here we are so thankful from this part for you, each and every one of you that are here and bring yourselves, your hearts, your venturing hearts and minds to receive and to give as you've done now and will continue to do. We give thanks. And so it is.
So now as we close our service, we say our prayer of protection together, and then we stand and sing the peace song. And, with our hearts for peace. So, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The prayer of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Move on down. Move on down.
sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are.